Hey everybody, Leo Invests here, back with another trade recap video. This recap is going to be on my NQ long position I had taken on March 25th, 2025. So jumping right into it here, what were some of the things I had noticed that had helped me with my bias prior to my trade execution in today's live market? Well, if we're just to break this down from this Monday market, what did we notice about last Friday and this current Monday's market? Well, when we look at NQ and ES on a higher time frame, aka this daily time frame, we can see that ES and NQ both printed a pretty nice reversal signature on the daily time frame from that Friday close. As we can tell here with both NQ and ES, we had quite a large run, aka the wick, followed by a shorter candle body, which tells the story of market, which typically signifies a really good reversal signature. When you have a large wick paired with a small body on the opposing direction of market, typically you can anticipate a continuation to the given reversal side. And so on this example with previous Friday's market close, we were given a bullish reversal signature that had printed on that daily close. And so what was I anticipating with Monday's market? Well, I was anticipating an expansion and a delivery higher on that daily time frame. And as we can tell here, from that Monday market close, what do we notice happened? We had an expansion higher where market opened up at 20,049 and it had a delivery higher all the way to a Monday close at 20,372, which had validated our reversal signature on that daily. Same thing here happened with ES on this daily time frame, and so that gave me really good confirmation for my bias on Tuesday, where I had told most of the members in my server about entering Tuesday's market with a very bullish bias, because as we know, when it comes to continuation and expansion, we like to see candles expand within 1 to 3 candlesticks, with the typical candle expansion being about 2 to 3 candles. And so we had printed this Monday, or this previous Friday's reversal signature paired with a Monday continuation. So what I was looking to see in Tuesday's market today was a small run to the opposing side, aka the bearish side, followed by a candle close with more bullish continuation higher. And so here we see with Tuesday's market on the daily, my daily bias ended up being correct with my analysis of Friday close and Monday's market close. So now let's break down how I actually took this trade on both NQ and ES, with my trade execution being on NQ itself. Well, what do we notice about market on this 5-minute time frame for both NQ and ES? Well, first thing I noticed here going in this market was peeping the previous sessions. And so if we look at this Asia session, Asia had created a very nice accumulation phase with no aggressive movement to one side. And what do we notice about this London session? Well, this London session decided to have a pull lower, breaking these previous Asia lows and creating this manipulation lower prior to a continuation higher on this during this London session. And so here we see we had Asia, which accumulated, followed by London pulling lower, followed by a continuation higher. And so what I was anticipating was this created the run on that daily time frame I was looking for. And so now I was looking to see some type of confirmation for an expansion higher on this smaller time frame. And so the three things that I like to look for my confluence while utilizing the fractal model are a few things. First of all, I like to see that some type of session high or low, or some type of liquidity has been manipulated. And so whether it's a previous session high or a previous session low. And then I like to see SMT divergence form between two correlating assets. And so in this example, both NASDAQ and ES. And then I like to see a change in state of delivery form on a smaller time frame as my potential execution for my trade entry. And so here, when I was watching this market form, London had created this nice SMT divergence from this 635 to this 950 candle, both between NASDAQ and ES. And so now I was looking to see whether or not we would get manipulation and or a potential change in state of delivery confirmation for a continuation higher. And so here we see we had created this SMT followed by a manipulation of those lows where this liquidity was pooling, this area of interest. And so this created our C2 of the fractal model paired with this SMT. So now, what was I watching for with NQ? Well, NQ, even though ES was looking like a stronger asset, I actually ended up taking my entry on NQ. And what do I notice here? Well, we had created this C2 with this 3 candle down closure on this NASDAQ 5-minute, which had created a beautiful change in state of delivery formation here. So I'm just going to mark this out on the chart, and we see that we had created this nice change in state of delivery with this manipulation of liquidity followed by a potential continuation. So what I was looking for here was to see with this C2 and this change in state paired with this SMT between NASDAQ and ES was to see whether or not we would get a confirmed candle body closure above this change in state of delivery high. And as we see here, we had gotten my 5-minute confirmation candle close above this change in state, printing me an entry for my long position on NASDAQ. So if I were to just draw this out now so you guys can see where I took my execution, I had taken my entry on that candle body closure with my stop loss being at those change in state and delivery lows here. So we see here I paired my stop loss right at that New York low, aka where that change in state of delivery low was, and I'm always going to be targeting a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So changing this all the way up to a 2-to-1, which we had seen here, and so I'm going to mark this out on the chart, right? And so I was anticipating a 2-to-1 with this trade. And so now we let this trade play out. Once we had this confirmed break above this change in state of delivery, market pulled back into the range a little bit, had manipulated the lows once again, but had not stopped us out of our position since we had our stop loss at that change in state of delivery low, anticipating this 2-to-1 R. And as we see here, market pulled back above that change in state. We had a bullish closure back above that change in state paired with continuation higher here. And we can see with market, we had a very steady run pulling all the way up close to our 2R. And once we had gotten right at about 30 points in profit, I had moved my stop loss to break even. So this was a risk-free trade. And although this didn't pay out a perfect 2-to-1 risk to reward, this is still considered an A+ quality trade because it had paired with all of my confluence. So just to reiterate once again why I had taken this trade and where I took my execution, well, I had seen that we had some type of manipulation of liquidity during a session. And so in this case, we had this London paired with this New York session manipulation before a continuation of trend higher. And so we see this. We had also seen this SMT divergence form between NASDAQ and ES on these lows here, these 5-minute lows. And then I had seen a change in state of delivery form, given me my entry confirmation with that candle body closure on the 5-minute, and I paired it with a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio risk management model. And so although it was not a perfect 2-to-1 risk to reward, we got about a 1.821 R trade where I exited at around 1.8 R there, netting me over $800 on this trade. So in my eyes, consider this an A+ quality trade. All my confluence had printed, giving me my entry confirmation for this NASDAQ long. And yeah, that's kind of the trade recap for today. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in live markets tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.